It's the one! This is it.
You know, I dabble in looking sexy.
I'd say not many people know Jason Derulo. Who's singing? Bruno Mars.
And those eyes, you could just stare right into them.
You could. I will.
Some
I should be
will say
not looking at the camera.
indeed.
You stop flirting with me!
Dude, what is in shot?
Like, buy the album.
You know, have you watched the film Crossroads with Britney Spears? No. It's because you're really young.
What was the question? What was I saying?
You were talking about butterflies, because not many people know Jason Derulo.
Are you going to warn us about the questions?
No, I mean, the whole point is it's going to be chilled out.
Yeah. Can we?
No, I'm not holding your hand.
I can't just reply like both, I think, though.
Because like, what if we're both like, bleh?
It's been really crazy. I didn't really expect to be doing this at university.
Say you can like you're on an album, you have an album.
You can't just do that. Just iTunes, like, what? Yeah, exactly. It's crazy.
Yeah, I was mostly into choral things before. I'd never actually been part of a group or done anything, you know, a bit more modern, a bit more fun, in my opinion, to be honest.
I knew I was doing this at university. Bit of a fanboy. I was about 3 hours deep into a YouTube marathon. Stumbled across the group, thought, wow, these guys are cool as heck. I'd like to be part of that. I'm in my humble Eastwood 46 kitchen during Freshers Week, and all of a sudden, my friends say, oh look, there are people at the window behind you with flyers. But yeah, I turned around, saw Michael and Joel and Lydia, almost choked on my spoon. Promptly ran around the front and told them I was there for that.
So you basically fanboyed Michael.
I did, yeah.
My favourite part is just how it's like automatically straight away, just like a family. Everyone's always like really supportive in everything when you're starting, everyone's like backing each other up, and then you don't just see each other in rehearsals, you see each other like socially as well.
It's like in my dream, but obviously every musician's dream to record and be on an album.
But it's been better than I thought it could be. It's been a whale of a time.
Do you believe in God? God is a world. Woo!
Yeah,
Let's pray. I'm telling you the way I like it, how I want it.
I'm really excited to see how God as a Woman turns out recorded.
God as a Woman is just pure sass, just pure, raw, we'll have you.
I love it.
I love performing.
It's such a feel good, especially when the three of us sing together as well.
Yeah.
It's such like an empowering feeling.
Yes,
Just
unadulterated
no
sass.
leash on that bad boy.
It's very angsty, but it also makes me feel like non-boring angst.
Visceral angst.
George goes, how I want it. It's just sassy, I love it. But I think the fact that we have 3 soloists in it as well, I think really shows off the talent that is in the group.
The arrangement makes it so easy to like put the power into it, but also have those like held back moments. That kind of song, sometimes when we go like sassy or anything like that, it gets really angsty and it doesn't like feel so together. But the fact that it's a trio and we have boys and girls singing God as a Woman, there's just something really powerful about it.
I feel it at the midnight door, like midnight doors. Super good. I love that. It makes me feel feels.
God as a Woman is just heavy though.
It's massive, isn't it?
Those sweet second beat drops on the midnight dose.
And yeah, basically all of like the second half of the song is just completely wow.
You believe God is a woman.
And at the end, there's some big juicy chords, some huge low notes, some huge VP. It's gonna be it's gonna be so good.
And then To Love Someone is just so beautiful.
To Love Someone is very much that special song in the mix.
It's just nice, it's simple, it's comforting.
Makes you warm.
It does. It warms the soul.
Yeah.
You can really feel emotion and get attached to you while you're singing it. It's not just, crazy performance kind of thing.
My boy Michael sings the solo. He sings it very well. And it's basically a song about life, but it highlights what's most important in life, which is, having that someone to love.
My favourite part of the entire piece, musically, and probably one of my favourite bits to sing this year as part of the album, Big Claim, is the bit when we all kind of come in full force.
Well, that's where you belong.
So it's after it started, because it starts off quite sparse. It's so beautiful. I just love that bit so much. It just gives me chills every single time.
No, me too. It is lovely.
Every single time.
That was great, because I remember we changed that for the ITCAs and we're like, I wish it's on the album.
What are we doing with To Love Someone, guys, even though it's been a couple months since we've recorded it?
Rework!
I think if we didn't re-record To Love Someone, I would have been a bit sad, because it's just amazing.
It's so much better
got it
now.
Yeah.
I think in a kind of 21st millennial place of mind, it's quite nice to sing a song that is just quite literally about loving someone. There are some songs on our album which are very deep and very intense, songs like Punching a Dream. The subject matter is quite deep. Having a song like To Love Someone is just really beautiful. I feel like it's the song that the mums are gonna love. I know that my mum's gonna love it.
You've got a motif that repeats, you like that motif?
Yeah. But I think that's probably my favourite bit about the whole song, is this kind of moving pattern that just makes its way through all the different parts. Everyone gets to sing it at one point, and I think that's part of what's lovely, is that it's kind of such a team effort as a song.
But to love someone.
We're recording Butterfly today.
Butterflies, jazzy, jumping about, having a really fun time.
Butterfly is a bop, literally a bop.
Butterfly's the one that you can put on in the car and you can just be jamming out to it.
It's just got it, whatever it is. This one, it was the first proper arrangement that we, brand new to everyone, that we learned with the newbies, and everything just clicked. I can remember the first time we performed it in front of Best of Southwest, all these a cappella audiences in one room, and it got such an amazing response.
Huge response.
That popped off, didn't
And
it?
lights.
Oh, it was so good. It was so good.
It did pop off. Best part of the year so far.
It's really hard to record, it's quite an intricate song.
When we perform it live, bits might get lost because we're doing the choreo and stuff. When you can hear every bit properly mixed and it's really intricate, you can really appreciate the arrangement.
It's so musically challenging as well. I think that's such a rewarding part of it, is that it sounds incredible, but there's so much that goes into it. There's not just a normal chord throughout the entire thing. It's all these incredible sevenths and just being pulled out. And what I quite like about Butterfly is that it's kind of unexpected, and you never quite know what's going to happen next. So it's got that showman kind of element to it, and she does it so well, and with the dancing and him and Joel, it really plays to everyone's strengths.
It's cheeky. It's cheeky.
I think that's what it is it's cheeky. The lyrics are a little bit raunchy.
They are raunchy. I love singing the lyrics, and I love how intimate it is. Even though I'm with the group, it feels like I'm singing to every audience member individually.
Something really fun when we were recording Butterfly. It was 12:30 when we all started doing gang vocals. Erin came down and then told us that she sort of had this brainwave idea of it sounding like a live kind of jazz bar or something. We all got to just basically stand in the room around the mic laughing and clinking bottles and glasses and then singing, and it was really fun and just amusing to do. It's just kind of weird to think we were just midnight, we were just standing in this little room just doing that, and it's just a really fun memory.
As the soloist, it's a song I'm proud of, but proud of not because it sounds good, which it does. I'm proud because it makes people smile and it makes people laugh and it makes
It's songs like Butterfly that will give this album an amazing diversity. Punching in a Dream is this really haunting, quite intense song. If you compare that to Butterfly, it's like complete ends of a spectrum. I just think that's so amazing to be on the album.
We had our ICCA set. It was God as a Woman, To Love Someone, Butterfly, and then after we did the ICCA semis, we could have so easily gone and performed on Broadway doing that set, and Erin, once again, no stopping that girl, was like,
change is good and keeping a set fresh. Like, having like a stodgy competition set that you've done for like 6 months is just horrific.
I do think competition makes you better, it makes you push yourself, because we would not have pushed ourselves to do.
No.
Well, we would have done more arrangements obviously, but like Dancefloor wouldn't be a thing.
I love Butterfly so much, but we needed to change it up.
She wanted to do something British and bring that like gutsy British vibe to New York. For me, Dancefloor's our New York song.
I'm kind of glad it came into our lives. I feel like...
Yeah, the thing is it wouldn't exist if we hadn't
wouldn't
won
exist.
ICCAs. But I feel like also like Everglow and Sing wouldn't have happened without ICCAs as well. I don't know, it just all sort of fell into place, didn't it? Performing it on Brooklyn Bridge was so much fun. So much fun.
It's such an epic number, and I know that this will be the song on the album that I'll listen to in like 20, 30 years time, and I'll be like, this song reminds me of performing on Broadway.
Lady! 1, 2, 3, 4.
Let's talk about Dancefloor.
Dancefloor's a fucking banger.
Does slap, like ultimate slap.
Dancefloor is insane. I think that this will be my favourite one on the album.
I just want to dance every time we...
Yeah.
It's loud, it's flashy, it's upbeat.
Everyone knows it.
There's no kind of holding back with it.
It's just that one song where you just don't really care that there's an audience there, because it's all about going mad, all about like kind of really, really enjoying yourself.
I feel it comes out in the track how much fun it is to sing.
Once again, completely different to anything else on the album.
It's such a departure from what we normally do.
Yeah, I think it's also the way we've done it as well. It's still got that rock feeling about it.
And actually I feel like completely different to a lot of stuff that's going on in a cappella music in general.
I think it was really unexpected.
Yeah.
Like, none of us expected to do a rock song. So when Erin said we were doing I Bet You Look Good on the Dance Floor, we were like, ooh. Picture the scene. Erin has been in her room for, I would say, 6 solid hours. She sat there and she's like, I can't find a song.
I was like, Queen, Radiohead, Bowie, all these different people, and nothing was clicking with me at all.
We were watching those videos on YouTube, which is like, top 50 tracks of the 80s. And then Dancefloor came on.
You like fell off the bed. You were literally looking at me like, it's like, this is the one, Erin. I was like, ah.
I listened to it and I was like, how is she going to arrange this?
Just like overloading it with like dun is like too much, but then you need that like driving beat. But I feel like all the parts individually are really fun.
To have such amazing frontmen in terms of Sheep and Erin performing together, I think really, really lifts the entire thing.
I agree, like Sheep and Erin they have such good stage presence. They both just like absolutely kill it, and it's so good.
Musically, there's so much going on in the song, and so it's hard to like pick a favourite bit.
Just banging tunes and DJ sets,
yeah. Dirty dance floor. Dreams of magic.
I think really everything from but then even the bit when we're like,
whoa, dude, nice work.
That's my favourite part.
But we started learning it and everyone was like, love it, blah, blah, blah. We get to the end and Doug was like, you know, we should add another chorus. And I was like, oh, like I haven't really written it like that. Like I think we should just end it. He's like, it really needs another chorus. And then Doug birthed the idea of doing a fake ending.
I'm so proud of this idea.
Who came up with that?
And it's one of those ideas that very easily could have been vetoed.
100%.
But I'm very glad we didn't veto it. The challenge with the album recording Dancefloor was the fake ending. So it was like either we would do the da-da and then have like take a round of applause from the community gig or like a fake round of applause, whatever. But that was like a bit cheesy to me. So she and Michael and I just sat like brainstorming for like 20 minutes.
Finally, what next?
And then she was like, what if I talk? And then he said, did you hear that? And I was like, that, keep that.
And we settled on like me and Sheep laughing and then him being like, did you hear that? And so it was really, the recording was really, really fun.
I think it will be a really raw, guttural moment that will just get everybody wanting to like jump.
So we were in the kitchen of 1BT after recording the first couple songs that we recorded.
And we were sat in the kitchen and I was like, guys, what song are we going to do next? Like, so straight out of ideas.
And we were flicking through the tracks and Everglow came up and I was like, hey man, I like that song.
And I was like, I've always loved Everglow by Coldplay, and it has a lot of different meanings for me and different attachments to people and places and things.
Following that, I told Phoebe and Doug about a friend of mine who had recently passed away, and like how that song was, the lyrics in that song especially, they resonated with me because of my experiences and what had happened to me. Erin heard that and she arranged this beautiful piece, and it's dedicated to my friend, which is very lovely. And every time we sing it makes me extremely happy. But everyone has their takeaways from it, and it's just a very beautiful song for everyone.
It means so much because we're singing it dedicated to someone. The lyrics are like so meaningful that like every time we sing it we can attach it to like our own thing, but also sing it dedicated to that person.
Everglow has become a song, like I said, that means a lot to all of us, and I don't think we quite realise the impact it would have on all of us as people. I think it's probably the most prominent song of this year that has actually brought us all together.
Ellie and Ollie absolutely smash the solo. I think their voices fit in so well with the song, and together they just sound absolutely gorgeous.
It's very difficult to sing, so credit to Ollie and Ellie, because it changes around a lot of octaves and stuff, and they do a really good job.
The feeling of it when we sing it is just like really immense. I think it's more than we thought it was going to be. Like we knew it was going to be like really great, but we didn't feel like people were listening to it to react to it so much.
I remember we sang on the rooftop.
Yeah. That was actually like
an
unforgettable moment.
And we were all like singing it to each other. We weren't looking at anyone else. Like it was just us.
There's something quite peaceful about being so high in the sky in such a busy city. And I think for Everglow, for us, is almost like that moment in our set and in our album. It's a moment of still and calm in an album of quite busy and eccentric and exciting moments.
We've just choreographed it for our Fringe show, and I think the special thing about Everglow is that we sing it to each other and we don't sing it for an audience. It's very much us doing it for each other.
It's a really weird to sing it by yourself.
We were so used to singing it in a circle and it being such an emotional thing for us all to be a part of, that doing it by yourself was you feel quite alone, especially when you're singing something that is so emotional.
I like the fact that it does have a build up towards something. Obviously I love to love someone and how it's kind of happy being content, quiet. It's good at just letting be. What I do like about Everglow that there is kind of a big build-up and dynamic towards the big chorus when there's lots of different things going on.
It's a song about hope, really.
Yeah.
It's a song about how holes in your life, they're not there to stay, and they're not something that can't heal with time. There's always something that can fill that hole.
And also, whatever left that hole, it's left a mark on you that will make you a better person.
There are a lot of things that are difficult recording an album.
This album feels like my actual child.
I think the hardest thing is just like the volume of stuff and like bringing together 3 years of work and music. This is going to feel like the final product of a lot of work, so it's so important to get it right, and it's so much like pressure to get it right.
Headphones on, Erin's there.
Yeah.
It's like The Conjuring, Saw, recording.
I honestly think I sing my worst when I turn up to record.
Yeah, I get like mic fright, I think.
That is true. I always get that. I get like a cotton mouth in front of my
We've kind of learned a bit more about how it works, but it's still really intimidating. The minute you get in the room and there's a microphone in front of you, you immediately forget all your bars and all your dars, and it is intimidating. So I'm really like impressed by how the noobs have
everyone's done really well.
Have done with it. They're really, really good. Really impressive.
It sucks, man. Never record an album.
I quite liked it when the Fresh Town exams actually, because like we kind of just joined in. I enjoyed that. And then you learning about logic gates with Doug.
Yeah.
I was like, this is very wholesome. I enjoy this.
I was quite lucky. I finished exams like early in the week, but I finished that day. I literally came like straight from my exam to record Everglow. So I was like, not in the right state of mind. I've just basically wrapped up my first year of uni, and then now I'm like recording an album. What is going on in my life? I'm like trying to figure out.
It's been extremely stressful, but just as equally as rewarding. I wouldn't have given up for anything. No. It's such a privilege to be able to record, arrange, direct a full album. It's such a privilege. I'll probably never have that opportunity again in my life.
Lovely Day is a chill banger.
That's a great way to
That's the
describe
technical term.
I don't think there's a person alive that wouldn't enjoy Lovely Day.
This one was just written to be a chill number.
It's a classic Maisie Hillier solo as well.
It's so Maisie, it hurts.
Maisie's doing another solo!
Maisie's obviously got the sass in it as well, which is great. Indeed.
It's a mashup of Lovely Day by Bill Withers
and It Runs Through Me by Tom Misch. And they sort of mesh together. They mish together, if you will.
That's pretty slick. That's pretty slick, I'm not gonna lie.
It's like a 70s soul vibe with more modern vibe from Tom Misch.
I think acapella over the past couple of years has become very well known for its like big drops and its dramatic moments and its busy earnings and its, you know, God is a woman's, and I think Lovely Day is a moment of like, actually, let's just strip it right back and let's just have a really fun musical moment.
Like from our ICCA set, which is like boom, boom, boom. And Lovely Day just like resets it into its like, natural groove.
It's more like
an approachable song.
Yeah, it's a very approachable song, and it's more like it's the kind of music where you would go to really casual. You could play it at a wedding.
For me, as like a soloist on it, is one of my all-time favourite solos I've ever sung. I quite like the fact that I can sing really low on it and then sing quite like relatively high in my range as well. And also there's this one moment in the Tom Misch part of the song. I don't know if you've noticed this, you might not, but I sing an octave down beneath it. And I feel like it's one of those songs that you just like want to crank up if you're like in a convertible car, you know, like turn it up, arm out the window, driving along. I can't drive, but that's that, like.
It's also a really nice moment for the bass.
Maisie kills a solo.
So
Joel kills a big solo as well.
Yeah.
Really it's like a really classy bass line.
Whether it be Joel or Cash, they get like a proper like showcase. I just want to be a bass man.
I think it's bringing like the album back to like its groove. Like we've got all these songs there, as you say, like Ariana Grande, just like big songs. Yeah. Bill Withers just brings it back.
Brings it all back.
It's just cute. There's nothing like super transcendent about it. It's just fun.
It's a joy to sing.
Tell me about Sing.
Well, you wrote it, so you should probably talk about this.
Sing is an a cappella original composed by Erin McCullough herself.
Erin one day birthed an original song.
Yeah, it was definitely a surprise during exams. And I was like, by the way, Sarah, we've just written an original song. And we're like, okay.
She had a very clear image in her mind that she wanted to do 14 tracks on this album. The 13 tracks that we had on the album before Sing all fit together so well. They were all very different, and they all told a story of a cappella as a whole in terms of what the group can do, what the group has done, and like the journey that we've been on in the past 2 years.
So I want to do 14 tracks, but I was like, we don't actually have a 14th track. Like, we haven't learnt one, and it was coming up to, it was 2 weeks before our last recording week. And I was like, well, we need another track.
But when you've done 13 very different pieces of music, trying to find a 14th very different piece of music is actually quite difficult.
There wasn't really anything that the album was missing, like we said.
No.
I feel like we had just so much. There wasn't anything that we desperately needed to include.
Exactly. And it got to a point where I think Erin, it was whether or not to do an interlude, and I think she was like, I'm going to do an original piece of music, and it was whether that was going to be based on a ball game or a concept or an idea.
And it was mid-exams. My brain was in overdrive already, revising for my exams. And I was like, screw it, I'm just going to write a song, because I've been listening to so much music and nothing was like, that's the one. Like, we had that moment with Dancefloor where we were like, this is it.
Between her and Sheep, they came up with the concept of the lyrics, they wrote the music.
It being an original, Erin and Sheep have kind of made it a song which encapsulates how we see the group, how we see each other, performing with each other, all this kind of stuff. It's the personal one to us, I would say.
It was the most nerve-wracking moment of my a cappella career, playing it for everyone. I was just like so worried people were going to be like, oh, okay. Like,
I'm not gonna lie, I had no idea what to expect because the voice messages I was getting from you during when you were writing it, I was like, okay.
I'm like, Phoebe, I wrote a song.
And I think it's lovely how mostly all of us have a tiny solo in it.
Recording process with Sing was actually so fun because so many people have a solo on it. There's 7 soloists, I think.
Everyone who hasn't really featured in a solo role on the album so far gets a chance to show off in Sing.
So it's what we bring to the group as well.
When the solos come in, it suits the person that's singing it so well. Erin has quite literally written lines that musically suit each of the voices and the vocal styles of each of the people that are singing it, and I think that's really special.
Recording is fine, but then doing a little solo is really fun because you get to play around with it, you get to come up with all these different options. Everyone goes away and really thinks about how they want it to sound because they've only really got that's going to be recorded for the rest of the time. Yeah, that's it.
What does the audience take away from Sing?
With there being multiple solos, I think a lot of people will sort of realise that this is kind of like a group number. That sort of group feeling, I think, will resonate with the audience.
It's almost to explain the album, in a way. Obviously, the album's called Telos. It's all about our purpose, why we do things, why we are creating the album, why we perform and sing.
We've done so much stuff this year and been on so many journeys together as a group. The lyrics just really cry out for this is us as a group, this is how we work together, mesh well together, sing together, we love this. We're telling the audience why we do it, why we do a cappella, why we love it so much, and how it brings us together as a group.
We're a group that loves each other very much and very much enjoys singing together. And we're extremely lucky to have the opportunity to do so.
I've learned that it's really important to try and have fun with all the experiences.
We can get so bogged down and but also know that the people are really important. We come home after every rehearsal and we talk about if everyone's okay and all of this stuff. It's been like having 14 children.
We learned that exams and recording days at the same time are possible.
Best ideas happen after 11 p.m.
People can push themselves beyond what they think is possible, beyond what they think their limits are.
Well, I learned that I care a lot about small things. Every track is...
Making everything perfect is very hard.
That was tough, that was a challenge.
You could go
just
back
letting it go.
on any of the tracks now. If you've been given 1 day, 2 days, 5 weeks, I think you'd be editing it to the end of time.
I've learned that Ellie's a vegan.
What would you do differently if you could do it again?
I would just take more time so we could actually enjoy it, because I feel like there's been a lot of stuff. I think the group have enjoyed it.
Because we had those 4 days for the final 4 tracks, and I would have loved to have time to listen to them and think, what can I add?
Yeah.
Or have time to do gang vocals. You need that the overnight to wake up and listen to it again and go, oh, let's do that today. But we didn't have that. It was literally bang, 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 send them. It's been so fun. We've been so lucky to have it. It's been overall a 10 out of 10 experience.
I think I've also learned how special it is to be part of this group, and it makes me very grateful that this is something that's going to be captured for the rest of my life.
What's your advice for the group in years to come?
Push yourselves.
Yeah, don't get comfortable.
Don't make excuses. Be nice to each other.
I think that's most important. The group doesn't work unless that foundation is there.
Acapella, I love you. Telos, I'm gonna love you too. And it's been the best 5 years of my life.
My